Hi guys, it's Arran again. Now, I've not been doing, I've not done any reviews for a while. I'm not going to go into the reason why, but I'm back now. And today I am here with something very, very special, and something I got for Christmas, which is very expensive, like £500 expensive. And what it is, it's a prop from Mark A. Richardson, the prop master for Power Rangers. He was the prop master for Power Rangers for 10 years. And what it actually is it's a exact replica made from the mold that was used on the show. It's an exact replica of JDF's Dragon Dagger, or Tommy's Dragon Dagger, and it's made from the exact mold that JDF's original one was made from, which I've wanted one of these for years now. Now, at first Mum was against getting me this, but it took me basically it took me 5 years to persuade her, but in the end she got it for me because two reasons. One, Mark Richardson said, because I've been friends with him for years now, and we've been messaging back and forth. So I got one years later, but one thing he said to me, which I will, again, I'll say this a couple of times in the review. He said, once the mould is gone, it's gone, because obviously the mould is 30 plus years old now, and these moulds only last a certain amount of time. So he said to me when we were talking back and forth about these, if you want one, get it now, because once the mould is gone, it's gone. So if you really do want one, get one now. However, it is very, very expensive. As I said, it's like, I think it's £500, maybe slightly more. Yeah, it was slightly more actually, because Mum paid, I think it was $10 extra to have a special coating put on it to make it last longer, which is great. And like I've said, if you want one, get it now, or you'll lose your chance, unfortunately. Now, and at the end, I've got some news about Power Rangers, which I will tell you at the end of this review. So anyways, this is the Dragon Dagger. What I've got to do is I'm going to be careful here, because I'll point out it first. This gold bit here is quite fragile. You can see where it's joined. So So you've got to be careful not to lean against it because it will break. But as you can see, it's painted just like JDF's Dragon Dagger. I will pick it up and show you in a minute. Colour is exactly like, excuse me guys, how it was on the show. And there's a couple of things actually that I didn't notice on the show, but before I talk about the main thing more, I did get, if I can reach it, I'll tell you the one thing that would be helpful, Arran. Turn the turntable towards you. I did get, let me check I'm holding it up the right way, which yes I am. I did get a certificate of authenticity from Mark Richardson, which as you can probably see on the video, tells you about it and tells you that it's made from his original mould and painted exactly like JDF's one on the show, aka Tommy's. And one of the things I love about Mark's certificates of authenticity is, you'll be able to see it more when I hold it up again, is behind all the writing he puts the prop, a picture of the prop behind all the writing, which I really love. And so yeah, that's a certificate of authenticity, which I will put back on the table. Now what I'll do is I'll pick the dagger itself up. So as you can see, this is what the front looks like. Like so. As you can also see, you can see with this how it was originally made, because the original one, guys, was made from foam, and he just made a mould from the original one. So the original one that Jay used on the show, Jay by the way means Jason David Frank, or Jason. The reason I called him that is because he always tells people that knew him really well, including other Power Rangers, his nickname, and he's happy for you to call him that, which is why I call him Jay sometimes. So as you can see how it was originally made. You can see all the dings and dents of how the foam was all created, or how it was originally created. And also, with this also being foam, it wasn't just foam actually. It had a wire frame and then the foam went over the top of it to make it a bit stronger. Now there's a funny thing, just quickly before I show you more of the details. The reason the buttons here, well, they're not buttons because they don't really do anything but on the show. Obviously they do, but kind of do, but it's kind of trickery, so to speak. but the reason they are on the side like this and not on the top, so there should be, hang on, let me hold it, so they should be like here, guys, but the reason they're not is in, I think it's Return of an Old Friend. Yes, it is, because I remember screaming like a baby when JDF came back. In Return of an Old Friend, Rita puts Billy under a spell and tells him to go to the command center and receive, basically steal the Dragon Dagger. And which he does, and then Billy then gives it to Goldor, and then Goldor and Rita have control of the dragon sword, but the reason the buttons are on the side and not on the top are because of the way Goldor's clubs were made, with all like the gold fingers, because a lot of people don't know this, but the gold bits on the fingers were done separately. They were stuck on separately, so which made it harder to move his hands in some ways. So that's why the buttons are on the side, because the way the gloves were made, he couldn't get his hands to the top to press the buttons. So that is why the buttons are on the side. So I'll give you another quick look at the detail. As you can see, you've got a JDF power coin here, which if I hold it up this way you can see it the right way. You've got all I can term it as squiggly detailing. Look, I don't know the actual term, but that's in bright gold. It looks exactly like it does on the show. You can see these kind of, again, liney gold bits, which were, if you look at the Japanese one, you can also see these on the Japanese one. You've got the, for lack of a better term, blow bit that JDF would blow into to call the Dragon Dagger, and obviously the Dragon Dagger doesn't make the sound, but you could put the sound to it if you put it to your mouth, which I'm not going to do because I did try and it tastes disgusting. I did it just for a bit of fun when I first got it, and trust me, I pretty soon wished I hadn't. But you can see the green here, which is painted exactly like it is on the show, as I said, and the silver here, which is painted like it is on the show. Now, you may see that this is like very roughly painted with lines and stuff, but that's because he hand paints everything on these except the power coins, because he has a mould of those, so he makes them. But he hand paints everything on these because that's one of the questions I asked him before we actually brought this. I asked him, do you spray paint or do you hand paint? He said no, with these, to keep it more accurate to the show, he hand paints them. So you can see it's quite roughly painted, which, to be fair, I don't mind because it shows that it's original. And if I hold it like that, you can really see on the top here that it's roughly painted, which again, like I said, I don't mind. I really don't. You can see like all the, I don't know if you will be able to see, but there's themes here from where it was originally made. And it's just very difficult, apparently, from what he told me, to paint these, because you've got to have a rather steady hand to hand paint these. Now what I'll do is I'll show you the back now also, actually, and you'll be able to see this probably from the front and the back. It's a lot thicker than the Legacy and the Japanese one, and that's because it was handmade. Because obviously in America, when they originally filmed the show, we never got the Japanese mould or the Japanese Dragon Dagger. They had to make JDF suits. They had to make JDF's Dragon Shield, which it's very flimsy, but that's what they had at the time to make it with. And obviously they never gave us the Dragon Dagger. And actually they also never gave us the helmet. The helmet had to get made as well. Now I'll show you the back. If I can hold this correctly without smacking myself in the head. So here's the back, just plain on the back. Well, sort of plain. Now, I never noticed this on JDF's Dragon Dagger. God, I thought I was going to drop this thing, guys. It's painted gold on the back. Now, I never noticed this on JDF's Dragon Dagger. Not to say that it wasn't painted gold and it just wore off over time, but it's gold. But I'd never noticed that on JDF's Dragon Dagger. But like I said, could have worn off over time because it did take a hell of a battering, and I mean a hell of a battering. If I can find, because a while ago I did save a video of JDF showing his OG Dragon Dagger and OG Morpho, and if I can find that video again, he shows you what the back looks like. So he'll show you what it looks like. Now, it's painted green and silver on, oh well, green on the back and kind of silvery on the top, like the front. And in the middle here is obviously where the power coin should be, but there never was one on the back. Now I have thought about putting one on the back, but then I decided not to because it would take away the authenticity. So yeah, I really love this thing, I really do. Really glad Mum got it for me. And I nearly smacked myself in the nose with it. And I'm going to put this down now, guys, because my arms are starting to ache. Now, what I was going to say just at the end of this video is I do have news about the franchise, which everybody knows probably now because it has been put out on Facebook. Playmates have they put out kind of a silhouette of pictures of figures from Mighty Morphin. So you couldn't see what they were, but they put out a silhouette of some. Obviously, they're going to be eventually figures, but what kind of figures do you think they're going to be? Are they going to be Rangers? Which personally I think they are going to be Rangers. Or are they going to be monsters? But I can't wait, I really can't. And it does say coming soon. So before I said fall, in my last review I said they're coming in fall of 2025, but it looks like they might be coming slightly earlier now. And it's called, I believe the line is called, and I will check this, they are doing two lines by the way guys. They're doing a kind of normal toy line aimed at kids or adults, and they are doing a collector's line, but I think the line itself is called the Re-Emergence line, but I will check that because I'm not sure, so I will check that. But anyway, my thoughts on this are not my thoughts, sorry guys, my ratings on this are you guys know this already, I say in 99.9% of my reviews I love this thing, I really do, I really love it. I know this score isn't possible and it makes no logical sense, but I give it a 100% score. But yeah, I really love this thing, highly recommend it, I really do. What I'll do is, I'm a member of one of Mark's groups, which I can't remember the name of, which is bad considering I was on it the other day because he was showing some behind the scenes things. So I'll put the name of that group and the link to join the group down below. It's a Facebook group because that's where he originally wants you to contact him and then about it, and then he wants you to contact him through his personal page. Now, I'm not going to put his personal page down below, but if you contact him on there, he will then send you to his personal page, and you can do the conversations through that and stuff. And one last thing I will warn you about: you do get customs on these. I absolutely love this thing. Highly recommend it. Grow it while you can, because when the mold breaks, it breaks. There's no saving it. So yeah, anyway guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.